It'd be nice to you if you maybe negotiated a Subriel Matias, Cruz, Puerto Rico, Mexico unification fight.
But that is the perfect example, right? How good is that fight?
It's a very good fight.
By the way, firstly, he's got to beat Liam Paro.
Yeah.
Who's a really good fighter. And I feel a bit bad for Liam because everyone's talking about Subriel, the bogeyman of the division, the most, Liam can really fight, firstly. If Matias was to win, Subriel Matias against Isaac Cruz is an absolute thriller. Mexico against Puerto Rico. Do you know how easy it is for me to go to PBC and say, I don't even know if they've got Cruz actually wrapped up, but I presume they have.
It's with Sean Gibbons.
Yeah. So I would say, guys, let's do a co-promotion. It's on Amazon Prime and on DAZN, right? It's not a massive pay-per-view, but it's, it's going to do a good gate, it's going to do a good crowd. We'll share the pay-per-view revenue for the fighters.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean? But I just don't think they unless they get to a point where they have to start doing that, I don't think they're going to do it. But if Matias comes through, I mean, Hitchens could be mandatory as well, but that's a massive unification fight. Mexico against Puerto Rico. And it's such a good fight.
I can't think of a bigger Puerto Rico-Mexico fight in boxing right
Berlanga
now.
Munguia, Berlanga. But again, in terms of 50-50 matchups for world championships, that is a thrilling fight.
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I just wanted to come shoot this quick video before I get my day started because I got to go to the Richardson Hitchens, Gustavo Lemos weigh-in later, so stay tuned for content from there, interviews and whatnot. But listen, man, I wanted to just come comment on this whole Eddie Hearn thing. I asked Eddie Hearn yesterday about the potential to work with PBC and Al Heyman to make the Cruz, Subriel Matias unification fight. And I'm going to say it like this, man. I feel like boxing, and when I say boxing, I mean the boxing industry, the powers that be, boxing has to do the right thing. Boxing has to make this fight happen. I feel like there is no better fight to make. There is no bigger fight to make. There is no more entertaining fight to make in the 140-pound division than Cruz versus Subriel Matias. The second Cruz knocked out Rolly and picked up that belt, this fight became the biggest fight in the division, because technically, right, Gervonta Davis is not a 140-pounder, even though he's competed at the weight. He's a 35-pounder, so if he fights Cruz, he has to come up in weight. So when you look at the landscape, the available landscape of guys at 140, the champions, this is the most significant Puerto Rico versus Mexico fight possible fight we've had in a long time. I can't think of a time where you had two fighters, one from Puerto Rico, one from Mexico, in the division, just absolutely tearing things up with their stock at an all-time high. Look at Matias. Right now, I would say Subriel Matias is probably moving the needle more than any Puerto Rican fighter in boxing right now. He is the most must-see Puerto Rican fighter there is in boxing right now. And then when you look at Cruz, apart from Canelo, I don't think there's a bigger star in Mexican boxing right now than Pitbull Cruz. So when you take both those things, you take the fact that both those guys have come from those powerhouse countries with those built-in fan bases. You take the fact that, look at their styles. Matias is a volume puncher with heavy hands. We know what he does. We know how destructive he can be. Look at Cruz, short, compact, high guard, kind of has a lot of torso movement, a la Joe Frazier or Mike Tyson. He's got a style that is very fan-friendly and very crowd-pleasing. Look, I'm not here to point fingers. I'm not here to criticize. All I'm asking boxing to do is to really get its shit together and make this fight happen for the fans, because there will, right now at this moment in time, I don't really see a better time to make this fight than right around now or within the next 6 months, because it just makes too much sense. We always have Mexico, Puerto Rico get shoved down our throats as boxing fans. And a lot of times those matchups, they're not fan-friendly. The fighters aren't as big of a star. They don't have the kind of momentum that Matias and Cruz got going on. So my thing is, these guys are doing their job. These guys are exciting the people. These guys got great built-in fan bases because of where they're from, and they got the boxing world in general just excited about both of them. So I don't see why we can't make it. And on top of that, it's actually a meaningful fight because it's a unification fight. The IBF and WBA titles will be on the line, so it makes a lot of sense, as far as the fight. Now, look, as you guys saw in the beginning of the interview, Eddie Hearn wants to make the fight. We know that, for all the criticism that PBC does get, and mind you, I've given PBC criticism over the years, but I've also given them praise. But people don't hear the praise; they only hear the criticism. PBC has shown in the past that if a fight is big enough, if a fight they feel generates the money and turns the profit over, they'll make the fight happen. And I feel like this is a fight that falls under that umbrella. People will be very excited about this fight. Now, obviously, Matias still has to get past Liam Paul. And I like Liam Paul. Liam Paul's a good fighter. Liam Paul could ruin all this and take the belt, and he could be champion. He's a very skilled fighter. I remember when I was coming out here to Vegas 3 years ago, and nobody knew who he was, and he was just starting to spar at Devin and Shakur and these kind of guys. And he's been out here for years, sharpening his blade, getting ready. So he may F around and crash the party. But if Matias does handle his business against Liam Paul in June, then I think this needs to be one of the main fights that is talked about, one of the main fights that is explored, because both of these fighters have been doing their thing in the ring. They've been delivering the knockouts. They've been bringing the excitement. They've been bringing the pain, and people want to see that. People want to see a knockout. People want to see dudes get beat up. People want to see volume punching. That's what they want to see, man. Obviously, you got Devin Haney. Obviously, you got Richard Hitchens. These are guys that Cruz and Matias had to come see at some point. But if I had it my way, if good old BT was the commissioner of boxing, I feel like this is the fight that needs to be made, because Puerto Rico versus Mexico, in my opinion, and it's only my opinion, it's not worth a whole lot, but in my opinion, Puerto Rico versus Mexico fights have been, for the most part, very played out. I mean, I don't think any of the matchups of recent have delivered, apart from Yanquiel Rivera and Andy Dominguez, but that wasn't built as a big Puerto Rico-Mexico fight. This would be a big, significant Puerto Rico-Mexico fight. You'd have the short, compact, high guard style of Isaac Cruz against the destructive volume punching of Subriel Matias. I mean, come on, man. What are we doing here? Let's get to business. Let's get down to business, and let's make this fight happen. And I want the boxing fans, man, all the Puerto Rican fans, all the Mexican fans, this is the fight y'all need to really start petitioning for and campaigning for, because it's an amazing fight. It's a significant fight, and it's going to do great for the sport. So, yeah, I just want to come give my comments on that before I go start my day. But you guys leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canterbury, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe right over here.